Around 70,000 years ago, the cognitive revolution sparked within humanity. Patient Zero was inflicted with the cognitive revolution, and as a result, the face of the earth has changed. Humans have become the apex predator. But there's a corruption beginning. Something is happening to you.
You're going to relate to this story and the way I lived my childhood very much. Remember, throughout our childhood just basically consisted of grabbing an iPad or the TV. It started with the TV, right? And we would watch like Cartoon Network, and we'd watch shows for a long time, and we would stay focused on the shows without just jumbling around and finding other things to do. And then we got our first device and we hopped onto YouTube, and we'd find like our favorite gaming YouTubers. For me, it was like PewDiePie, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, these guys, and I'd watch them play like horror games for an hour straight as like a 9-10-year-old boy, and my mind wouldn't like focus on anything else. I'd literally just be focused. I'd be so immersed in their gameplay, in their stories, in the way they're screaming, in the way everything. I'd just be immersed. I'd hop into full screen, not look at a single comment, which you might be doing right now, so get yourself out of the comments. I'd hop into full screen and I'd just focus, zoned in, honed in on every single thing he said. And then later we just kept on watching videos, and maybe it looked into we looked into the life hacks at home. I literally went down that route. It was like the gaming revolution of YouTube, and then like crazy Russian hacker with like life hacks and shit. But the point is, all of these videos were really, really long, and we stayed focused. We stayed focused on these videos, 30-minute plus videos. The gaming videos were like an hour long each episode. And we would just watch that, and we would stay focused on each of these things without, scrolling on the side on the phone and looking at the comments or whatever it is. We would literally just be focused. Slowly but surely, we noticed a change. We noticed that the videos started getting shorter and shorter and shorter. Instead of PewDiePie and Jacksepticeye making like hour-long gaming videos, it slowly became 45 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes. 15 minutes, and it started getting bad. YouTube removed before the ad, the minimum length of the video to gain access to ads and monetization was 10 minutes. And then they dropped it to 8 minutes. And I think they dropped it to 6 minutes. And eventually, the videos started following. Instead of 15-minute videos, we're getting 13. On average, by the way. Of course, you can still find 7-hour-long videos on YouTube. But on average, the videos that got the most views, the videos that our favorite creators were putting out, on average, dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped. And we didn't notice it at the time. But now we notice it. 15 minutes. 10 minutes. 8 minutes. 6 minutes. 4 minutes. 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. And we started hovering around this mark, and it just stayed around this for a while. But we just watched. We still watched, and we didn't mess around, even though, there was an easier urge to click on a new video. We didn't mess around, we just watched the whole video. And then one day, I'm just sitting in my bed, and I think I was texting a friend through WhatsApp or something, and he sent me a link. That was when I discovered it for the first time. I came across it one day. On this dark, horrid day, it was the beginning of everything, the beginning of the revolution. It lay right there, ahead of me, looking me in the eyes. And it was a Musical.ly link. For those of you who know what Musical.ly is, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But before I explain Musical.ly, focus up, attention, reclaim. You are suffering the effects of what Musical.ly has done. Let me give you a quick story of what Musical.ly was. Musical.ly was founded in 2014 by two people, Alex Zhu and Luyu Yang, two Chinese people, right? And the philosophy behind it was, at first they wanted to make it like an educational platform, but then they changed and they were like, you know what, let's make it a comedic thing. Let's make it a place where people can come around and dance and be comedic and, have a little fun throughout the app. And it seems innocent and nonchalant and whatever, just a cute little app. It seems innocent, right? Didn't know what would happen down the line. So now we have a cute little innocent app that circumferenced and spread its seed throughout the whole globe. Every single country had Musical.ly. It was a revolution. I was getting Musical.ly links left and right, and my friends were dancing, and at the time we were so young and it was so fun and cute, and some people would cringe, some people would join, some people would just laugh at it. It was a revolution. It was at the time a big revolution. It was a big app. Everybody was on it, and it was spread throughout the whole globe for 3 years. From 2014 till 2017, it spread like wildfire on every continent in every country. And then in 2017, this was the beginning of everything. In 2017, a Chinese tech company, which you may have heard of, called ByteDance, it acquired Musically. It acquired Musically by the throat. It bought Musically with $1 billion. $1 billion, costing humanity its entire, well, I'm not going to tell you what it costed, but it costed something way, way worth more than just $1 billion. It grabbed Musically by the throat, bought it, morphed it with an app that it already owned, morphed Musically, and out of this concoction, out of this sinister creation, sprouted out a new seed. And this seed was named TikTok.
So you think that there is a sufficient safety mechanism for an 8-year-old to be able to access TikTok?
An 8-year-old's experience on TikTok will be so highly restricted that every single piece of content he or she will see will be vetted by Common Sense, our third-party child safety expert, and the 8-year-old will not be able to post, and the 8-year-old will not be able to see any personalized feed and zero advertising in that experience. So I believe, yes, it is the appropriate experience for an 8-year-old.
Now, there's some room for conspiracy here. Today, TikTok, you and I both know that TikTok in the West is a catastrophe, right? If you open TikTok right now, you're gonna see the most rotten things in the world. You might be looking for like cute kitten videos, and all of a sudden you'll see like 13-year-old girls dancing, showing lips, showing like. TikTok is an app that is corrupted, filled with pedos, filled with the most disgusting shit, the most brain-rotting shit, the shit that is just completely pointless and makes you unable to think in the West, right? If you go to China and open TikTok, it's like solid minute-long videos of educational, like literally educational shit. Now you can try and filter it out here by just following that sort of stuff and make it like come up on your homepage. In China, all you get is that stuff. In the East, all you get is that stuff. It's very, very different. Extremely different. And there's a lot of room for conspiracy theory here because wars today, like huge global wars, are not fought with guns. They're not fought with guns. And yes, there's wars today that are being fought with guns, but Sun Tzu once said, the greatest way to completely annihilate and obliterate a nation is by making it obliterate itself, by destroying it from the inside out, by planting a corruptive seed from the inside out which ruins it, like casual sex, like degeneracy, like making you not able to think. And what ingredients come from, or what ingredients create the recipe of not being able to think? Zero attention span, being controlled, propaganda, agendas, all being pushed ahead of you. And here it is. All this is just defined as complete brain rot. The conspiracy is that these Chinese companies, they don't want you to know how to think. They are zeroing in on your attention span, zeroing in on your mental health, focusing on anything that can corrupt your mind from having the ability to think. And they've done it. They've literally done it. Look at the average person nowadays in the West, look at their attention span. It's as much as like, you know how many thoughts you think of in like 10 seconds now? It's so bad. It's genuinely horrible. And this is not just the end of the story, right? TikTok came into the game. And then, of course, because the world runs on one thing. The world is running on a hamster wheel, and this hamster wheel is ran by the hamster, which is money. Companies, other companies, like the one you're watching me on right now, like Instagram, like Snapchat, like all the other big social media apps, saw, wait, hold on. These Chinese tech companies have grabbed our people by their balls, and the amount of money that can be made here is unbelievable. Unbelievable, because attention is currency. Let's do the exact same thing. Let us create the infinite short form scroll. And with that, YouTube Shorts came into the game. Instagram Reels came into the game. Facebook Reels came into the game. Snapchat Stories were here for a while, but then they became like Snapchat, the infinite scroll thing. I don't know what it's called. All apps, even fucking WhatsApp, bro. They started getting stories, and I think there might be like the scrolling thing implemented soon. All the apps, they're slowly but surely getting this infinite scrolling thing. And what this does to the psychology, man. What this does to the psychology, the infinite scroll, especially when you combine it with an algorithm that is designed by Chinese nerds that have studied human psychology for decades. They combine, they're psychological coders. You combine this with the infinite scroll, you put it together, and you have a recipe for complete and utter blank thought processes. Complete disaster. Complete emptiness of the human mind. A complete void. You forgot how to think from the date of 2014. You forgot how to think, or 2017. The day you installed TikTok is the day you forgot how to think. And I know I might I seem like some fucking crazy guy, but you and I agree, bro, that the internet made people think inside their brains. It just made people stuck inside their brains eternally. They're never ever mindful inside the present moment. They're always overthinking. They're always mindless, just thinking and thinking and thinking about random bullshit. And of course, what will this lead to? Misery. People literally just being lost, a lack of identity, because all identities are just being thrown upon them on a screen. And it leads to people being unsuccessful. Because of course, if you're stuck onto a screen your entire life, what is going to cause success for you? You need to understand that living inside your phone is not real. When you send your memes to your friends, when you send all this bullshit to your friends, you might get a chuckle out of it, but that is not real. Your brain-rotted phone, your brain-rotted mind is not real. It's the symptom of a hijacking. It's the symptom of a hijacking, and the root cause is what you have installed on your phone. You don't understand. You live in a constant state of mindlessness, and you don't. I promise you might think like, oh, I meditate for 3 seconds a day, bro. I meditate for 10 minutes a day. You don't understand what it feels like to be a mindful person. Even I don't. It's a reality that's so far ahead of us because of how much damage these psychological nerds have put onto us. And it's so true. The next generation, man, I've seen like such a sad video of a little kid, bro. A little kid, they're in a restaurant, right? A little kid, he has an iPad in front of him with like some kind of like TikToks, right? And on the side, he has a phone and he's playing Subway Surfers. You know those like shorts where it's like Subway Surfers on top, or like a podcast, and then at the bottom is the other thing? Like Subway Surfers on top, podcast at the bottom, or podcast on the bottom, Subway Surfers on top. This kid was doing it in real life. Doing it in real life. Subway Surfers, he is swiping with his one hand and he's scrolling with the other hand. This is madness. This is a humanitarian catastrophe. This is literally a humanitarian catastrophe, and you're seeing it with the younger generation. Go outside today and try and speak to some guy who's under 16 years old. Now, back then, people under 16 were getting married and having kids and having fucking like factory jobs and raising families. Today, the kid under 16 years old has fucking skibbity bullshit in his sentence. I don't know what that word means. I just heard it and I just know it's brain rot. I literally don't know what skibbity toilet. What the fuck is wrong with you? You are a human being. You have lowered your brain's frequency to the level of an animal. You are saying words that don't exist in the human dictionary. You are uttering noises out of your mouth. You are literally why don't you start barking as well? Yeah, they already fucking bark. They literally already bark on the internet. I've seen guys that literally just barking at women. This is the fate of humanity. This is the fate of humanity. Fucking guys barking at women, and you think you're saved from it, but you're just in a step before them because you haven't consumed as much. You haven't consumed as much, bro. And you're still going to go down that path. You might think, oh, bro, it's fine. I meditate, bro. I'm on self-improvement. They get you everywhere. You watching this video, you watching shorts on YouTube. You might have scrolled through 30 shorts before you came across this video. That affected you. It affected you and it fucked with your mind, and it lowered your ability to become successful, and it lowered your ability to do so many things. So many things. Speak to any 16-year-old, you'll be so disappointed. Any 16-year-old is so heartbreaking. But there's hope. And I kind of want to congratulate myself for this is relevant, but I want to congratulate myself for never fucking installing TikTok, for knowing this thing, for knowing that this shit is fucked for the mind from day one. And to the guys who've never installed TikTok, give yourself a pat on the back in the comments. Not now. Keep your attention once the video is done. The thing is, there is hope for saving this brain rot epidemic. I have become a much more mindful person, and I want to tell you a secret, bro. If you're able to, unplug yourself from the rotting, from the decaying, from the decomposition that the seeds of corruption placed upon you by these disgusting companies, if you're able to unplug yourself and detach yourself from this fake reality, your life, you will constantly be happy. The goal isn't happiness, but it's just a byproduct, a side effect of you being away from this shit. And I live it, so I know, bro. I know whatever stresses come, whatever pains come, if my bank account drops to 0 tomorrow, of course it's gonna affect me. But I know, and I have the confidence in myself, and I am still going to be fulfilled, and I can grow. And literally, like, my brain is so primed for life. I live with zest, I live with power, I live with vigor, I live with a smile on my face, even in the darkest times. Even in the darkest times, because my brain is not rotted. The benefits of having a pure brain, which can be healed, like a rotted brain can be transformed into a pure brain. The benefits of this, you wouldn't even believe. There are 3 solutions. You don't just transform, by the way. I'm not gonna bullshit you and tell you, oh yeah man, you'll have a pure brain tomorrow. If you want that shit, go to another fucking channel that lies to you and tells you the top 7 ways to heal yourself by 24 hours. Go get the fuck off this channel. I'm not gonna bullshit you. It's not gonna be easy, but there are 3 solutions. There are 3 solutions, and they will guarantee a proper brain for you. And the first one is just, listen, you have to understand it's meant to be hard, right? The first one is to step away, and it's meant to be hard to step away from these apps. These, Chinese psychological Asians are already fucking smart as shit, right? Now you combine the top tier Asians who are psychological coders. They know the human psychology, and they also know how to code. You combine them together, and that's who you're battling against. That's who you're battling against. Most people literally do not stand a chance. They do not stand a chance against these people. But you must believe in your own mind's power. You have to believe that your brain is, because it literally is, it is far stronger than anything in the world. Far stronger than anything in the world. We have people doing feats insurmountable, running 200 miles in one go, jumping into cold plunges and not even breathe, not even breaking a sweat for 2 hours straight. Things most people believe is unachievable to the human body. We fail in our mind way before our body fails. In fact, sometimes our body doesn't even fail us. It's just the mind that fails us, and then we just pull out. Now, when I tell you it's hard, yes, it is hard, but you have to believe in your own mind's power. It's a mindset thing. You are a soldier. You're not alone in this battle. Bro, going to war is not easy, but you are not alone in war. You and hundreds of thousands of other men, tens of thousands of men in my Discord, for example, link in description. All of you are in battle. They are all in battle, and you guys are not going to lose. You're not going to lose because you have the strength in your mind and you know it's there. You know it's there, so stop giving yourself a fake strength. You have real strength. Stop giving yourself fake strength, telling yourself, oh, I'm this weak. You're not weak at all. Your brain is extremely fucking powerful, and you can stay away from this shit. Now you might tell me, bro, but I unconsciously open this app sometimes, and I relate to that actually. Sometimes you're scrolling and you find your thumb just automatically opening the app that you don't want to, like TikTok. Bro, I made a friend delete TikTok, right? You know how many, 20 times that day, his thumb just went up to the home button, looked for the place where TikTok would be. That's how much these psychological coders and nerds have you by the fucking testicles. And you should get mad about that. Many a times you just close your whatever app you're on, and then you find your thumb just running towards the app. That's how hard they have you. It's they have you hard, man. And you have to understand and get angry at that. Get angry at the fact that they have you by the balls, and the way to cure this, the second solution other than just stepping away, is progressively overload meditation. Progressively overload meditation. meditate for 1 minute, and I've made videos on meditation before. Meditate for 1 minute, make sure you have no thoughts in that. And if you have a thought, journal it down just to have some understanding. And then, like, say for example, you meditate for 3 minutes, and inside those 3 minutes, you realize, oh, I lost my mind, and I started ruminating over thoughts 5 times. Keep meditating for 3 minutes until it becomes 0 times, and then you meditate for 5 minutes, and then you'll find like 2 thoughts in there, and then 10 minutes, and then 15, and then like you have to progressively overload meditation. Sets and reps. I guess the sets can be like, you know, how long the session is, and the reps is how many thoughts you have, and it's like inverse. So the less thoughts you have, the better. The more time you meditate, the better. This is a new concept of meditation that I just kind of, you know, explained and thought of. But I've been doing it for a while, and it's actually pretty fucking beneficial. This is how you progressively overload meditation. You find out how many thoughts just spawn in your mind. And that's how you realize, wait. I'm scrolling away from the home button, and my thumb is just running to the app. Well, I'm not gonna do that. Because these nerds are trying to attack my brain. Now, another reason, which is the third problem, and I'll give you the solution for it, is you might genuinely be really bored and just want to open an app and just want to scroll. You know who this happens to, bro? People with a stupid amount of free time. Why are you giving yourself free time if you are nowhere near the person you want to be? Fill in your time with whatever it is. If you're like, listen, stop just being the guy who goes to the gym, eats and bulks, and just comes back home and does nothing. That's a boring ass life, and you do fucking nothing. You go to school, you go to uni, you go to work, and you go to your gym, and you come back home and just watch shit. There's so much more to life than just gym and work. So much more. Okay, there's so many hobbies you can learn, so many skills you can learn, so many just new things, so many cool things, so many exploration, you know, adventures you can go on. But most of you literally don't even have the work. Some people, their entire day is just filled with business and work. Like me, my entire day is just filled with business and work, business and gym. Sorry, like work and gym. Some people have that. Now I do other things, like I go read outside in nature, I run shirtless sometimes in the highways, I do shit. But the point is, I fill in my day. I fill in my day with stuff. Not just, you know, come to the gym and then I come back home, oh, I have nothing to do. When you realize you have nothing to do, work on something, man. Work on something. Make some fucking money. Join the protocol I give you where you get from 0 to 10k a month in 6 months. How awesome would that be? For the last 6 months, you've been scrolling. What if I got you from 0 to 10k a month in 6 months, growing an empire the same exact way I did, instead of you just scrolling. That's what the ideal version of you would have done. The version of you who isn't hijacked by Chinese psychological nerds. I keep saying Chinese, but like, you get the point, right? Like, it's just psychological nerds who hack your brain, who hack the algorithm, who hack you to keep you hooked. What if I kept you hooked, but I put you on the path of success instead of just draining you out of your mind's attention and money? What if I put you on the path of success and made you money? First link in description. Look into Project 10K, brother. Wish not for a lighter load, but for a stronger back.
Undoing the cognitive revolution on a micro scale leads to a life of misery. Stay away from the corruption, no matter how alluring it is.